I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier behind the glass after doing a great job with Jake Lyman for Next Man Up. We're ready to rock and roll again today. What's up, JoJo?
It is a absolute beautiful day in Music City, in Nashville, Tennessee, and surrounding areas. So let's have some fun today and inform the public of some great things going on in the world, which we'll probably figure out as we go along during the show, man.
I do have to say I laughed. I enjoyed Robbie and Rex Road. I don't know if they gave us credit, but I heard them like talking about, restaurants that have come and gone in the area and everything, and that it blew up for them just like it did for us. I did hear them at one point say we didn't come up with this, but
that's
blew
fine.
Up, so
there are no new ideas.
They're not.
Just your own spin on new ideas. So.
No, but I do expect about a minute of praise to the Chase and Big Joe show. And
please,
for coming up with it.
If you were comparing yourself to us, you got a long way to go. We're just, again, 12-3, we're sitting at the bar. We're sitting at Sloppy Joe's in Key West right now, having a beer, watching the band, talking about life.
Yeah.
Having some pizza and learning about Cuba. That's what we're doing. If you know that movie, please let me know.
Learning about Cuba.
Oh, man.
So the NFL schedule, we're continuing to kind of watch some of that as they're trickling out little updates here and there.
It's like the thing we talked about with Vrabel Rossini, the Joker photos, 1 hour leading up to the draft. And there's one schedule leak an hour going up. What's the latest one? The Bills are at home on Thursday night versus.
Yeah, they'll open the new stadium week 2.
Vikings?
No, the Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the Monday night football opener, you were close. You got one team right. Will be the Broncos and the Chiefs.
Okay. Where is that game?
They haven't said yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
My guess is Arrowhead, but
I figured they'll give Mahomes one last run as he returns from knee surgery. Smart. I mean, let's bring out, radio is successful because you play the hits, right?
Yeah.
NFL is playing the hits. Sunday night, Cowboys at the Giants. Monday night, Mahomes and Chiefs versus the Broncos. That's a big deal.
Does he have to, he gets all the Brady comparisons. Does he have to now have the second dynasty?
Absolutely. It's a great point.
Because Brady technically did it 3 times.
Yes, but Brady actually, remember he missed a whole season. 2008, he missed the whole season. He was injured in game 1.
Yeah.
Remember who blew his knee out?
Pollard.
That's right.
Bernard Pollard.
Yeah. So that's the only year the Patriots didn't make the playoffs.
Who played for the Chiefs.
Who played for the Chiefs. That's right. So that's the thing. But Mahomes, I think you have to come back, and I think they're going to go full throttle.
But Brady had Dynasty 1 with the Patriots, Dynasty 2 with the Patriots, and then Dynasty, I don't know if you call it a dynasty, but he went to Tampa Bay, won the Super Bowl in his first year, basically did it all over again.
Well, he went to the playoffs all 3 years he was there and won the
right.
Super Bowl. So absolutely did. That's why he is retired to the rafters as far as the greatness, and now everybody else is kind of underneath that and going forward. But we talked about Mahomes on this show and Kelsey's last year. They are going for it this year with everything that's been out there. So I think that's a great way to start the season. Of course, that game probably should be on the road in Denver, but who knows?
Well, because they lost the AFC title game, so I would say that. Speaking of Brady, I started watching the roast of Kevin Hart last night on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have not.
Brady's actually not bad. He's stiff. That's just him. But he came out and started the show because he was the last roast and Kevin Hart was the host. It was pretty funny. Shane Gillis hosts this one.
Okay.
Who he's growing on me. And then a friend of the show, Jeffrey Ross, of course, steals the show.
Always
the roast master.
But I'm sure Brady hired the best comedy writers out there. It's not like he sat down and this is a joke. He had the best for him.
So the funniest guy was this guy that is he helps Kevin Hart write his stuff. So he gets up there and he's like, I'm the MF nobody knows. And he was the funniest one up there. He's just.
What's his name?
I don't even remember his name.
Exactly.
But that's the funny part. But he was the one that was he took shots at Kevin Hart. He took shots at Draymond Green, who was there. Everybody got it. And,
nice.
And he was fantastic.
Well, you know what's funny about this? You just led us into the question of the day.
And I didn't even plan on it.
Right. What's the guy's name?
I have no idea.
Right. So our question of the day is, and I like this because we had it yesterday and it's on the board, right? Here's our question of the day. Who's one of your favorite players no one has basically ever heard of? One of your all-time favorite players. I mean, you might have heard of him, but this guy is just one of your all-time favorite players. You've never heard of him, right? I'm going to start that. 615-737-1025, one of your favorite players nobody's ever heard of. I'm going to tell you right now, and it's different generations, right? We're all three different generations in here. There's a guy that played for the Dolphins in the 80s by the name of Jim Jensen. He had a nickname, Crash Jensen, number 11. Yeah. He was the backup quarterback. He was the backup tight end. He was the backup punter. He was everything. He was an absolute menace on the football field for the Miami Dolphins. I've emailed him 10 times to come on the show, and he keeps telling me, hey, I never got your email through Facebook. I'm like, I've emailed you 10 times. And he's never been on, and I can't get him. So Jim Jensen is my all-time favorite player that nobody's ever heard of. And we all got these favorite players inside of us that we love that nobody has ever heard of, right? So on and on and on. So mine's Jim Jensen. Who's your all-time favorite player?
That's a great one.
That nobody's ever heard of, basically.
So there's a couple of different ways I can take this. See, there's a name that comes to mind that you're gonna know.
That's fine
because he played here.
Yeah,
but he's not like when you think of, because who are my teams?
Cowboys
and the Titans. And this guy played for both. Randall Godfrey.
Okay.
And I feel like most people don't, outside of those markets, don't really know who he is.
Do you know where he went to college? This is even better if you don't know.
Was it a big college?
SEC.
It's SEC. Auburn?
Close.
Alabama?
Close.
Ole Miss?
Go more east.
Georgia? Okay.
I'm positive. Maybe make double check on that.
Well, here I can pull it up.
Randall got make sure. But I think he's a Georgia.
But I love like when he was here. Like Georgia.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's the kind of guy. Somebody that you would never in a conversation with 100 people, his name would never come up.
He played for 3 other teams after he left here.
Remember, he hated Fisher. They got it because of the salary cap or whatever happened there. Oh, I know. Chargers.
That's one team, but there's a team in between the Titans and the Chargers.
I have no idea.
So it was Dallas, Titans, Seattle, Chargers, Redskins.
Oh, I didn't know that. See?
Yeah.
We're good. Dr. Crane, you got one all-time favorite player nobody's ever heard of?
Yeah, it goes to soccer, unfortunately. It's Gennaro Gattuso. I mean, sorry to go a different sport here.
Who cares?
Yeah, Gennaro Gattuso. He was like an enforcer in the midfield. He always had a lot of slide tackles that were a little bit dirty, but had that grit that you liked watching. But
who did he play for?
AC Milan, my favorite team. Yeah,
okay.
in North Italy. So it's a lot of cool things to look at. He just got fired as the international coach for Italy, which is unfortunate. But minus that, he brought the grit, he brought the passion. That's what you like to see in an athletic player.
When they fired him as international coach, what was his reaction?
He was
in Italian.
Oh no, it was more like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And more.
That's it. It wasn't like
because Italy lost the qualification to go to the World Cup, so that was the issue.
Okay,
that's the third or fourth time they've missed going to the World Cup, so they knew that it was coming.
Okay.
So he just stepped down. Yeah.
Say goodbye. Another player that I love, nobody would ever talk about, but we know him here, Darcy Hordichuk for the Preds.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Love that guy, and he's not going to be brought up on the top 100 Nashville Predator players, but he was so fun to watch here because all he wanted to do was fight.
Yeah. By the way, Dr. Crane would bring up a sport that 98% of the players nobody's ever heard of.
Sorry. I mean, he's well known in world soccer.
What's his name again?
Gennaro Gattuso.
I'm kidding.
Another one, if I'm going to go more on the American side of things, DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
Oh, yeah. For the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stud.
Did you see what he's doing now?
Oh, no.
He's a nurse.
Oh, good for him.
He's an RN. He got his nursing degree. Yeah, it's a great story, right? Out of Virginia. I think he drafted number 2 in the draft. I forget, maybe 06?
Yeah, I think so. Around that time.
No, it wasn't 06. That's Reggie Bush.
Well, no, I'm talking about in that early 2000s.
Yeah, so he's a nurse. They did a story about how he's an RN now.
That's cool.
You imagine him being your nurse. He's like 6'8", 300. You're like, is this the Grim Reaper? What are you coming for me for?
So, all right, let's get the blood work done.
By the way, just a quick programming note. Tim Hasselbeck, our best friend, just texted me. He's going to do tomorrow at 1. He has TV today. He totally forgot to let us know, but he's going to do 1 tomorrow. So no Tim today, but we'll have him tomorrow.
Now next thing you're telling me is that Nick Cesario's not real.
Yeah, well, he's
Right?
real. But
Okay.
John McClain will be on it too.
Timmy. All right, that's fine. Hey, better have Timmy on Wednesday than not have him at all, man. But he would have loved the Jim Jensen reference for the Miami Dolphins.
We can still ask him tomorrow.
Yeah. We can do that, Chase. There's no really blueprint for all this, right?
No, there's not. No,
we can do that.
We do whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's how this little operation
So that's
works.
our question of the day. Who's your all-time favorite player that nobody's ever heard of? Right. I was going to say Mark Lemke.
That's a good one.
I mean, but only during the playoffs. That dude showed up in the playoffs for the Braves and was fantastic. He was a good, decent player in Major League Baseball. But in the playoffs, he showed up and was Babe Ruth.
By the way, I've had a blast like looking around the country because a lot of sports stations have been talking about Bobby Cox because I mean he's a Hall of Fame manager. Yeah. And so, Maddox has been on and Glavine and Chipper and like all these players. Jeff Rancour was on with George. And so I stumbled across an interview with Leo Mazzoni, who is on 92.9 The Game down in Atlanta. He tells a fantastic story about Maddox and Bobby Cox. So how Bobby would do it is if whoever's pitching is obviously in the game, and if you're not pitching like Maddox or Smoltz or whatever, he'd let them watch the game from the clubhouse so they could chart pitches,
right,
and chart where the strike zone was. And so Glavine's pitching, and after a couple innings, Bobby goes into the clubhouse, and Maddox is in there watching the game and charting pitches, and he goes, how's the strike zone? And Maddox is like, well, Bobby's not good. He's not finding it. It's not good. And talking about the ump, and Bobby's like, well, damn it, okay. And Glavine had followed him in,
right? And
so Bobby leaves, and Glavine goes, "What are you talking about? His strike zone's fine." And Maddox goes, "Yeah, I just want to see him get thrown out." So Maddox would purposefully tell Bobby the strike zone was bad, so he'd go out and yell at the ump.
He got thrown out.
Yeah,
162 times.
162. So a full season's worth of games, Bobby Cox was thrown out.
Now, I mean, is that a fine when you get thrown out?
I don't know. He didn't care. The best was he was arguing they had changed the catcher's box, like where the catcher had to be, and there was an ump that was by the book, and catcher was out of the box, so they called a balk. And Bobby's arguing with him, and the ump looks at him and goes, "Bobby, the rule book. This is what the rule book says." And he goes, "I don't give a F."
Right.
And that gets tossed out and walks off.
Is that the one with the catcher had his leg outside the batter's box?
Yeah.
They don't make him like that anymore, man.
They do not. So that is our question of the day. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We will do that throughout the show. We have Journey tickets to give away. Journey is coming to town at Bridgestone Arena on Wednesday, October 21st. So be listening before you can buy them. They don't go on sale till this Friday. We'll be giving those away at some point during the show. It's Chase and Big Joe on a Tuesday, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Our question of the day is a good one.
And it is, who's your all-time favorite player that nobody's ever heard of? That to you, he's awesome or she's awesome. It doesn't matter. Mine is Jim Jensen. He played for the Dolphins in the 80s. Crash Jensen. I mean, he was a backup quarterback, punter, tight end, everything. He did everything you needed. When he got in the game, he made a difference. Those guys are few and far between. I loved watching Jim Jensen play for the Miami Dolphins back in the 80s. So that's the question. 615-737-1025. Call or text one of your all-time favorite players that nobody's basically ever heard
of. Let's go to the text line. Here's what we got here. Mike says, former closer for the Milwaukee Brewers, Derek Turnbow. Went to school with him at Franklin.
Yeah.
Turned me into a Brewers fan.
That's nice. That's a good one. Thank you.
1993 says Jason Sehorn.
I
remember him.
Yeah. DB played at USC. He played for the Giants.
Yeah.
He was married to, she was on Angie Harmon. He's married to her. Was married to her.
Let's see. 4959 grew up a huge Cowboys fan, huge fan of Marion Barber.
Running back Minnesota?
I
think he went to Minnesota, and there was another running back that ended up going to the Patriots for a while.
I forgot he died too.
Marion Barber?
Yeah.
Ugh. Was it Minnesota?
It was Minnesota.
Yeah, he was a great running back.
Yeah, he was good. I liked him too. Josh said, here's a good one. Josh says Yunel Escobar, who was a Brave, played shortstop, Popeye Jones, and Justin Harrell.
Justin Harrell. How do I know Justin Harrell's name? Of course, Popeye Jones we know from Murray State basketball. I'm going to look this up now. I try not to look things up on my memory. What's the name again?
Justin Harrell, Harrell.
Is that a Titan?
I don't know.
Jalen Harrell.
Justin Harrell played for the Packers. All right, defensive tackle. He's from Martin, Tennessee.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Where's this guy now?
Viking Matt said Dwayne Rudd.
Dwayne Rudd is a bad part of NFL history there. You remember this? Do you remember what Dwayne Rudd did?
No.
The Browns were going to win a game, and I forget what it was. They sacked the quarterback. The clock was going out. He took his helmet off and threw his helmet on the field, which is a penalty, a personal foul, and he was with the Browns, and I forget who they're playing. They got 15 yards, kicked a field goal, and won the game. Opening game of what year? I forget what year it was. Dwayne Rudd is forever known for throwing his helmet because you can't take your helmet off on the field during the game. And they took his helmet off and threw it, and they got a penalty. Former Alabama linebacker, too. Dwayne Rudd.
Huh. I don't remember him, and I don't remember that.
Oh, that's a huge moment. Yeah, Justin Harrell went to Tennessee. That's right. Drafted by the Packers, spent only 4 years for the Packers, but he won a Super Bowl there. And Dwayne Rudd, look him up again. What year was that? Because that's pointed to a lot for don't do this in the NFL. Dwayne Rudd.
Let's see. Here's another one. Bo Hart for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I don't remember him.
Taylor in Bellevue. Rocky Kalmus. He came to speak at Nashville Christian when I was in elementary school. Always a fan of him after that.
Yeah, former Titan linebacker.
Yep. Josh from Murfreesboro, former Pacers guard. You think I'm going to say this? Saranis Jessica Vichuch.
It's like you're drunk. Foster Brooks over there.
Great international player. And he's in the ESPN commercial with Scott Van Pelt that says, I mispronounce his name is one of the best.
Oh, okay. That's good. See, that's what we're talking about. Guys that are under the radar that are special to you, but you got to look these guys up.
Jeremy in Clarksville, Ron Santo, third baseman for the Cubs in the early 60s or late 60s, early 70s.
Nah, I think he just passed away too, didn't he?
I think you're right.
Of cancer? Yeah.
Tom says Jose Cardinal for the Cubs in the mid 70s.
I don't remember him, but evidently special if you're bringing him up.
Lenny says Chris Baker, former New York Jet, played with Chad Pennington.
Chris Baker doesn't ring a bell, but doesn't mean anything if I haven't heard. That's the point of this, is that guys that you've never heard of, you look them up.
5617 Joe Oliver, Reds player from the 90s.
Yeah. I think he was a catcher. Was Joe Oliver a catcher, I wonder?
I don't know. Caleb says Marcus Giles and Alan Cross, tight end for the Bucks 2014-2018. Lester Hudson. Alan is a personal friend of mine, and Lester and I both played at UT Martin.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Mark says, always loved the Magic Man, Don Majewski, quarterback.
Yes.
For the Green Bay Packers.
Yep. He's down in history because he got injured, and who came in the game and never gave the quarterback position up? Brett Favre. Yeah, Joe Oliver, former Nashville Sound Joe Oliver in 1988, played with in Major League Baseball from 89 to 2001, won a World Series with the Reds in 1990. Former manager, too, it says.
0178 Luis Salazar.
Good one. That's a really good one.
Yep. 2104 loved Lang Wiseman for Tennessee basketball.
Yeah. Lang Wiseman. Go down some of those routes. Like Doug Roth, when he played for the Vols in the late 80s, was just an average player, but he was so goofy looking with those goggles that we all remember Doug Roth, and we all loved Doug Roth.
5465 Jacob Hester, LSU.
Yeah, doesn't he have the radio show now down?
I think he does, actually.
Down in Baton Rouge, it's really, really popular. Yeah.
Nat from Nashville says, I'm from Boston, grew up there in the 80s and 90s. Steve Grogan and Oil Can Boyd.
Dennis Oil Can Boyd from Mississippi.
I also loved John Jaha. Jaha.
You sound like John Wayne right there. Jaha. Jaha. Yeah, Grogan was great. But only the problem with Grogan is the memory we have of him is on his butt getting sacked by the Bears in the Super Bowl with that neck roll, number 14.
Oh, yeah. 6542 Jeremy Shockey for the Saints.
The
Giants, but
that's right.
He did go to the Saints.
And he won a Super Bowl.
He did. He was on that. That's right. He was on that team.
Yep.
But was he the starter?
I don't think so.
Or did what's his name come on?
Jimmy Graham?
Yeah.
I think Jimmy Graham might have come a year or two later. I think. But Shockey went to the Giants, played for them for a while, and then made it to the Saints and won a Super Bowl with them. That's right. 2009.
Jimmy Graham came in 2010.
Yep.
Good call.
Jimmy Graham.
Can't get nothing past you.
Yeah, you can.
Caleb. Let's hang on. No. 1483 Iowa wide receiver Warren Holloway caught one touchdown his entire collegiate career, and it was the last second touchdown in the Capital One Bowl versus Nick Saban's last game as LSU's head coach.
Yes, that's a great one. 2004.
Yeah.
Because Saban left and went to Miami after that. And Kirk Ferentz, we talked to him about that game, not about that play, because that's how long Kirk Ferentz has been in Iowa, even before that. So that's a good one. That's what we're looking for. Good job.
2197 Brewers Classic Niger Morgan. That's a good one, yeah. Here's another good one, a former Sound, I think. 2076 Skeeter Barnes.
Skeeter Barnes. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Great Sound player. Never really made much of a dent into the Major League Baseball, but not bad.
That is a good one. Is his number retired?
I think it is number 4.
Yeah.
And that's not me calling in, Nick.
Jeremy in Clarksville says Jody Davis with the Cubs in the 80s.
Loved Jody Davis with those Cub teams that were on TV every day, man.
615-737-1025. Another Joe wants to weigh in on our question of the day. Joe, what's up?
Hey, I got one for you.
What you got?
It's Dan Ross, Cincinnati Bengals, 1989, went to Northeastern University.
Wait, was he a tight end as well?
Yes, he was.
What stood out to him about him to you?
He was a classmate.
Oh, from
Northeastern University, home of the Huskies.
There he is, Dan Ross. Did Dan pass away?
Yes, he did.
Oh, man, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah, he played for the Bengals. Then he went to the USFL. Then came back to the NFL and had a nice little career there. See, that's what we're talking about.
That's it.
Cool. Thanks, you, Joe.
Joe.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. Dan
stuff.
Ross, take it in the second round in 1979. That's the Joe Montana draft.
4312 says, how about Andres Galarraga? Still the coolest name to hear announced.
Awesome. Expos, Rockies, badass.
Yeah.
Some good teams back then, man. With him on.
I'll tell you one that, I mean, again, people know him because he was a big part of those Spurs teams, but I loved Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like when he had the long hair and just the point guard for those Spurs teams with Tony Parker.
Tony Parker, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Manu.
Well, I mean, the Spurs teams were so underrated because nobody talked about them. They won in 99, 03, 07. And then there's one more during that time with David Robinson and Tim Duncan and Ginobili. And was Sean Elliott part of those teams? I don't remember if he was or not.
I'll give you another one too from basketball. Sasha Vujacic. You remember him?
I need to watch your mouth.
He played with the Lakers with Kobe.
I don't remember that one.
Actually, he might have been with Shaq and Kobe. He was drafted by the Lakers in 2004.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, one you could bring people remember. Drazen Petrovic played for the Nets, was a great shooter. He died in a car accident. I think he was from Croatia. Was really good. And, you know, like I love Will Purdue with the Bulls because he was a local guy. I was like, I know him, but I don't know him. He was great to see him on that level. And then he goes to the Spurs and wins a title with them as well.
We'll have more of this coming up next. Chase and Big Joe on this Tuesday, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game. With nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. The live version. We like that.
Recorded in Cincinnati, man. And
little
Atlanta.
Jimmy Buffett.
Love that.
So let's get Joe. Another Joe has called in. This is truly the Chasing Joe show. Wants to weigh in on our question of the day. Joe, what you got?
How about Joe Pisarcik?
Yeah, but why? And don't tell me because of one play.
Because of one play. He killed my Giants.
Right.
With one play.
That's right. The one play. Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that, Joe, is that MTSU plays New Mexico State every other year out in New Mexico. And he went to New Mexico State, and they've got his number retired. So every time I see Joe Pisarcik's number, I laugh because I know him from one bad moment in the National Football League.
Take a knee. I mean, I was a huge Giants fan as a kid.
Right.
So, I mean, this killed me. Kill me. And I'll throw one more at you.
Sure.
Ronnie Thomas.
Ronnie Thomas. Who is that?
Race car driver.
I just realized which Joe this is.
That's right. It's the
hi partner.
It's the real Joe.
How you doing?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, no, but Joe Pisarcik, no, we'll talk about it in the tower.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we definitely will. Joe, we'll see you here in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. I had to throw that one at you. Big Joe, be a good boy.
I'll try, Joe. Thank you, brother. Good to talk to you.
Bye, y'all.
All right, Joe. That is my partner, Joe Williams. He'll be up in the tower with me at the Nashville Super Speedway here in, I keep saying about a month. It's really like 2 weeks.
Yeah. You can't get away from Joe's.
No, I'm excited. Yeah. What's funny is the last 2 years, we'll come in and do breaks. And I will say Chase McCabe and almost say Big Joe.
You should.
I'm used to saying
Damn
Big
it.
Joe.
You should do that. I love Joe Williams. He's
awesome. Radio guy. I mean, it was so funny. The first year that I did this, I had never met him in my life.
Right.
I had I mean, when I told people that like you and Pogue and like I'm working with a guy named Joe Williams, like, oh yeah, we know Joe.
Yeah. Right.
And I'll never forget, I walk in and he introduces himself and I introduce myself and he goes, you and I need to become best friends real fast. And I was like, okay. And we did. I mean, we've gotten along. We know a lot of the same people.
It's like stepbrothers.
Yeah, it was perfect. So
did we become best friends?
Yes. Yes, we did. So that was good. Thank you for the call, Joe. Lane Kiffin. What else do I say? Whenever his name comes up, there's going to be oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, this Vanity Fair article where he says he couldn't recruit at Ole Miss because of racism, and he doesn't have that problem at Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into this, a few things. My college roommate in junior college played football at Ole Miss. He said Oxford was the greatest place he's ever been. Black guy. All right. Sure. I'm not putting down. I know it's racist. I get all that. All right. I'm just telling you, my friend Randy Baldwin, his experience in Oxford, he said was perfect. We know Dexter McCluster. We know Michael Orr. We were going to reach out to them probably and say, hey, what do you say about Lane Kiffin's comments? Because Lane Kiffin is famous. AJ Brown. Oh, he's not going to come on our show.
No, well,
all right, we can try. Lane Kiffin, his mantra is always to take a shot at an ex-girlfriend, right? He did it against Tennessee. He did it against Alabama.
Yeah.
He's doing it now versus Ole Miss. The guy, and I think now he is a caricature of himself. I don't think he cares what you think about him, but I think Lane Kiffin does. The public Lane Kiffin doesn't care, but I think the private Lane Kiffin does.
Yeah. So basically this whole thing is he's claiming that the lack of diversity at Ole Miss made recruiting difficult. And he's quoted, this is the CBS article quoting the Vanity Fair article, says, quote, "Hey, coach, we really like you, but my grandparents aren't letting me move to Oxford, Mississippi. That doesn't come up when you say Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Parents were sitting here this weekend saying the campus diversity feels so great. It feels like there's no segregation. And we want that for our kid because that's the real world. After the interview, Kiffin followed up and said, I just hope my comment comes across respectful to Ole Miss. There are some things that I'm saying that are factual. They're not shots.
Okay.
So I do want to get into this because I think I have some insight because I have a lot of family in that area that I could share. Because I just think this is Lane Kiffin being Lane Kiffin.
Totally. Now, he comes out and says not. He always does the hey, it's not a pot shot. He puts the hands up and all that other stuff. I'm just basing this off people that I know, black athletes that I know that went to Ole Miss and played sports, and they had no problem being in Oxford. Now, I'm not saying it's not happened. We know the history of Mississippi and we know all that. Louisiana doesn't have an actual, perfect thing. Every state, if you dig deep enough, has problems, right? We get all that. I just think now that's a pot shot at Ole Miss, and it probably is true. That's fine. I get that. Yeah. But for those that I know that went to Oxford and played sports there, absolutely loved Oxford, Mississippi, and they're black.
Well, I will say, it took them until 2021 to take the Confederate flag out of their state flag.
Yeah.
And so that is something. They have the new flag with the magnolia on it, everything. But the article on CBS references in 1996, you may remember this, Tommy Tuberville had some issues recruiting and said, he said, quotes, we can't recruit against that flag. Tuberville even told notable Ole Miss alum Harold Bunson that the flags were, quote, killing the rebels. With the flags on campus, we're not getting our share of black players that are going to other schools. And I think that was true.
That was very true.
But is it I don't know how you can say it is as true now as maybe it was then.
And I'm not saying
and I will give a little bit to Lane that, he was very outspoken, during all of this in 2020 of removing the flag from anything they do.
Sure.
In the state. He did say that. So I will give him that. But like I said, I have a lot of family in the area. And are there parts like there are anywhere that maybe need to be reminded what happened in the Civil War? Yeah, okay, there are.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you've seen a lot of change too, just like you've seen
100,000%.
So,
yeah, and all that.
Did it take them too long to change the flag? Yes,
right.
I will say it did.
Well, I just think his disclaimer at the end, not a pot shot.
Yeah,
I'm not a bad guy here. I'm just doing that. I don't know. Maybe somebody besides Lane Kiffin had said that, I'd give it a little bit more credence.
So when we come back, let me play devil's advocate on something.
You do that well
on this. Thank you.
You got a Golden Globe nomination.
Thank you. 615-737-1025. Talking about Lane Kiffin's comments on Ole Miss. We'll do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game.
All right, hi guys, Big Joe here. With May is Mental Health Month, but on our show, I tell you all the time, we talk about it all the time. Had a wonderful message from a friend of mine today that she posted that she took back her life. She was in the midst of depression and anxiety and had nowhere to go and took back her life. And now she's great and she's grateful for a lot of things. That's what we tell you every time. If you're stuck and you're like, I got no way out of this, that's why we're so honored to partner with UnityCares.com. If you're suffering through anxiety, depression, and you see like there's no hope, there's so much hope that I want to tell you about all the time, right? We tell all the time how much God loves you. Find the gratitude in your life. And UnityCares.com is special to us because they're changing lives every single day. Just go to the website, UnityCares.com. When you click there, you'll see all the information you need, everything they treat for anxiety, depression, on and on. And listen, their only goal is to get you back living the life you absolutely deserve. And there's something else, too. You don't have to go through any of this alone. Again, you don't have to go through any of this alone. Go to UnityCares.com. Once you land on the page, all the questions are answered for you. Listen, it's private, it's secure, it's confidential. They're based right here in Middle Tennessee. Right, not some faraway place, based right here in Middle Tennessee. And they offer telehealth, which is a game changer. I tell you all the time, going to therapy changed my life, and I want the same for you. I need you here. I want to celebrate your success with you, and that begins by going to unitycares.com. And look, any questions you got, it's all answered for you on the webpage. Just go there and start your journey to wellness today. And again, their whole goal is to get you back living the life you deserve. Please go. I need you here. And the website again, unitycares.com. It's unitycares.com.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Talking about Lane Kiffin, his comments on Ole Miss. We had a texter. Brian asked, Brian said Lane Kiffin is a complete POS. And then Mike in Lebanon said, could Ole Miss sue Lane? I would love it.
But for what?
Yeah, I mean, what?
I mean, it didn't happen in I mean, this
There
is
are
an
things-
LSU recruit.
Right. And I mean, look, there were times where, I think this was factual. But I mean, I look at a lot of the talent that's come out of there, under Lane, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, so here's my thing. If Lane was at Ole Miss and there was a problem, how did Lane get around it?
Yeah. Right.
In 2022, when he had players like, all right, here's a problem. Like, hey, it's not this anymore. We got this going on. I mean, I want to know how Lane got guys, specifically black athletes, to Ole Miss and Oxford, and when he was there. I'm curious what he said.
I mean, isn't Trinidad Chambliss black?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
and beloved. I mean,
sure.
Friends down there, coaches down. I mean, a lot of people down there. So,
right.
And I'm not saying this doesn't happen, but it's like, from Kiffin coming out, and he likes to run his mouth, but he's always taking pot shots at all the ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
To play devil's advocate, if this was Hugh Freeze saying this, and I know Hugh may not be the best example. Who was the coach after him?
Gosh, he's kind of a heavy-set guy.
Big man.
Went to
what's his name?
Matt something, right?
Yes.
First name was Matt. He played at Ole Miss.
Yeah, Matt Luke.
Matt Luke. That's it.
That's who it was. If it was Matt Luke or Houston Nutt or even Pete Golding saying this, are we having a different reaction to it? The answer is yes.
Absolutely, we are.
Absolutely. Like if one of them is saying, and that's why the CBS article, quoted Tommy Tuberville, because but again, in the mid 90s to now, I would say that it was more of a problem, back then. But if some of the other former coaches were talking about this, then I think people are going to look at it a little bit differently. And that's
100%.
that's the problem Lane has created for himself.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Matt Luke. God, nice picture of him too on his Wikipedia page. He's having a good day.
He looks. Oh, who does he look like?
Looks like a preacher.
He does look like a preacher.
See y'all Sunday at noon. No, and you're exactly right. If Pete Golding's saying that, yeah, we're like, hey, and here's the saying that it's not a problem. I understand all that, right? But I want to hear from the Dexter McCluster, the Michael Orr, some of the black players there. Like, all right, what did you went through when you were there? So Lane's opened this whole can of worms now. And it is a pot shot at Ole Miss a little bit. But he did it against Tennessee, he did it against Bama. Not so much FAU, because FAU saved his tail. He got an opportunity to be a head coach and then bounced out of there to Ole Miss. It's just, I don't know, I was reading that. I'm like, it's Lane Kiffin, right? He's so full of whatever.
Yeah.
That, there's probably parts of this true. Yeah. But I think the Lane public, Lane private are two different people.
4-3-1-2. Normally, I'm fully against Lane on about everything, but I'll be honest. He probably is completely right. The few times I've been to Mississippi, I get a lot of derogatory remarks, and I'm just a white guy that tans really well, but got called all types of Hispanic slurs. Never had an issue in any other state.
Okay.
It's a fair, you obviously lived it. So.
Yeah. Text in and tell us what you want. I mean, that's the whole point of open speech, open dialogue, and all that.
Yeah. So again, I think there's some truth to it. I'm not going to completely dismiss it.
Yeah.
But I also think it's not as bad as maybe he was letting on. And when he says don't take it as a pot shot, it's 100% a pot shot.
Oh, it is. And what's really bizarre about this, at 1:30, we're bringing up Lane Kiffin again, but for something completely different.
Yeah,
part of our what ifs today. So 1:30, Lane Kiffin's part of that today, and we'll get y'all's reaction about that. And I'll just say now, our what if. What if
he doesn't leave?
What if Lane Kiffin never left Tennessee? We're getting to that at 1:30 today. So come back with your comments at 1:30. What if Lane Kiffin had stayed at Tennessee as a head coach? We love playing the what if games on Tuesday at 1:30.
Okay.
So
Kenny the mailman wants to weigh in on our question of the day, which is a player.
Your favorite player that nobody's ever heard of.
Kenny, what you got?
Hello, good friends. How are y'all?
We're good.
By the way, our friend Jordan finished second in the whole country in American Idol, which is very, very good. Did y'all get to hear him singing?
Yes, I actually went back and watched it. It was fantastic.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
Right before they announced the winner, I looked at it and I said, what if he goes full Diego Pavia and knocks the trophy out of him?
You know what's funny, Kenny, is that he knew he wasn't going to win after when the judges were crying at the girl before him, that Hannah, her song, they're crying about that. I was like, but he was very gracious, though. He did very well, and now people know him and get to enjoy his singing.
Absolutely. He's going to be at the Grand Ole Opry next week. So this is the start of something good. I grew up in the 70s, so radio was real big. I should have done more homework, but I'd sit at night and hold my baseball cards and listen on the radio. My favorite non-star American League was a guy named Andy Etchebarren. And if you key his card in, he had one eyebrow all the way across his face. but it wasn't just a unibrow. It like attached to his sideburns, and like it was like a line all the way across his head, like he'd been operated on. It was one of the most amazing things you will ever see. And then I still contend this is the greatest name ever to hear on the radio. Biff Pocoroba.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
a catcher for the Atlanta Braves. And actually, there was one down here in the National League, and he made one All-Star team. So, hey, and that was another name he went by. It wasn't a nickname, Biff Pocoroba. That's not something you're going to hear much these days.
What, Kenny, was he as good as Bruce Benedict?
No, he wasn't good. I mean, you got to remember, this is the late 70s Braves.
Right.
It was like an expansion team every year. Even their hat was awful. It was the small capital A. And I had one, and like guys at school would say, your team is so bad, they can't even have a capital A. They gave them a small A.
That's
So,
right, man.
you know, but that's good. That's good memories. If you stick with the losing team, eventually you'll have some great memories when they're good. So y'all have a great afternoon, and thanks for helping to it now.
You bet,
Thank you,
buddy.
Kenny. Appreciate it. Good call. We'll get into some other stuff coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. Usually Tim Hasselbeck would join us at 1, but he has to move to tomorrow. We will do that and much more. Coming up next, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe on 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Hope you're having a great day so far. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. A couple of the schedule notes that we already know, that will continue to come out. Week 1, the Seahawks will open on Wednesday. Still don't know that opponent. But we know the Chiefs are going to play on Monday Night Football, so it won't be them. I'm telling you, it's going to be the Super Bowl rematch.
Patriots?
Yeah. They're just not letting it leak right now because of what's going to come with that.
I don't think Kraft would allow that. He's got a lot. Robert Kraft has a lot of pull.
It's either, okay, so I'll give you this. It's either that or I think Chicago. Seahawks Bears could be a good opener because there's a lot of hype with the Bears and the Seahawks are the defending champs.
Well, we know it's not the Rams and Niners because they're in Australia.
Yeah.
So that's not happening. Yeah, I mean, are the Patriots part of the rotation next year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
so
yeah.
of all the possibilities, so their home opponents are the division. So Rams and 49ers are out. Surely to God it won't be the Cardinals. It can't be the Cowboys or Giants because they're on Sunday night.
Right.
The Chiefs are on Monday night, so that leaves the Chargers, Bears, or Patriots.
Man, that's good.
So I would say,
Look at you.
I say Bears or Patriots.
You're like a Columbo, man. You get all the clues and knocking them down, deductive reasoning.
Yep.
The Bears would be great. I just think Kraft be like, hey, I don't want my team starting that far off gets a guaranteed loss. I can see him now running his mouth.
Maybe.
The Bears would be fantastic.
I think that'd be a good one.
Be a fantastic game.
Week 2, Bills Lions on Thursday Night Football, which will open the new Highmark Stadium for the Bills.
That's a little weird for me.
I'm not too surprised. A lot of times they with a new I think next year the Titans will start on the road, so I think they open at home this year.
I hope so.
And by the way, I have my schedule that I'll put out there in a second. I have completely just put this together, and we'll see how close I am.
Okay.
You'll laugh. I think you'll like it.
It's
though.
like when Willie does his instantly tournament. I'm like, how do you have first of all, how do you have the patience to do that? And for this, I was like, okay. I just want to take the guess. The first game, is there a primetime game and who they close with? That's it.
Okay. Well, I will answer.
We've
those
agreed
questions.
now that we think the last game at Nissan's versus the Texans.
Yep.
Okay.
I have that.
Right, Dr. Crane? Are you part of that?
I have.
thing?
They open at home and they close at home.
Okay. I'm with you on that.
So that's what I have. Week 3, we know the Cowboys and the Ravens will play in Rio. So that'll be fun. And then week 11 on Thanksgiving, Cowboys, Eagles.
Just put the Cowboys on prime time every either Sunday or Monday and be done with it.
Well, they always play Thanksgiving.
I know, but just be done with it.
It's a 3:30 game.
But they're playing the Ravens where?
They're playing the Ravens in Rio,
Rio
on Sunday, September 27th. Time to be determined.
Just put them on every. I don't think nope. And people can bitch and moan. You'll still watch the Cowboys. It's the way it happens.
Sure.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think they're so powerful? I mean, they are the most powerful NFL team. Nobody comes close. Nobody comes close to the Cowboys.
I mean,
because it was the Steelers.
It's a big market.
And then the Niners, and then the 90s, the Cowboys took over. They haven't been to the Super Bowl in 95. Hell, they've only been to playoffs a few times since then. So all those guys they're gone. Aikman and Smith and Irvin, all those guys are gone, right? So why don't we have the same reverence for the steel curtain? I mean, I don't say we do, but the Cowboys are so powerful in every sense of everything.
Yeah.
Why?
It's a great question because I really don't know. I really don't have the answer. I mean, they became America's team in the 90s. Well, really before that.
I mean, the great line at Old Texas Stadium about why the stadium's the roof is half open so God can watch his favorite football team play.
When in reality they ran out of money.
I mean, that still resonates today.
Who was it?
For a lot of
Did
us.
Tex Schramm say that? Or
One of them? Yeah, I
Landry,
guess.
or
who knows?
But when they were building Texas Stadium, because they started playing at where'd they play? SMU or
I don't know, something like that. Cotton Bowl, maybe, right?
Yeah, Cotton Bowl. It was.
Okay.
I think it was a Cotton Bowl. So they built Texas Stadium out in Irving, Texas, which is outside of Dallas, and they had, it was going to be a dome, but it wasn't the traditional dome like with the blow up roof, like it was an actual like steel dome, and they ran out of money, and so it had the hole in the roof.
Brilliant.
And one Landry or somebody was asked about it, and he goes, "It's so God can watch the Cowboys play."
It's great line. Still today resonates today. All those years later, it still resonates.
So with the new stadium, they have the retractable roof. It's about the same size. I don't think they ever open it, but that was, Jerry made the joke of, well, we got to make sure God can still watch the Cowboys.
Right. And so I think kind of the allure of the Cowboys is they've never been back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happens if they ever go back to Super Bowl and win again. I mean, does the love end there? I mean, because I can't.
No, I mean, like I will. But see, for me, it was just, I remember watching with my grandfather and his brother, and then my dad, who talked about his dad being a Cowboys fan. And
right.
So it's like, that's why I like them. And, granted, yes, it didn't hurt that, I started discovering football in the early 90s when they were really good.
Sure.
But
yeah. And that's the thing with us growing up here in Nashville. We didn't have a team, and you had to pick between the Steelers or the Cowboys. That's the way it was with all the people I grew up with in the 70s. You picked one or the other because the game you'd get on Sunday here was either the Falcons or the Cardinals. And usually it was the Falcons most of the time. The Bengals a little bit because of the proximity to Nashville. But that's what you got. And so we all had to split. Now, the guys that were really cool, the guys that smoked the cigarettes, they're the Raider fans, right? Like, yeah, that guy drives the Dodge Charger. He's badass. He's a Raiders fan. That's how we kind of grew up on teams in the 70s. And now it's far reaching. The Titans are here and everything all changes. But I just can't. You talk about, every prime time is Cowboys, which I get it because people watch. People love to see them not win games. But I don't know who's second powerful. Patriots? I don't know. Packers?
Pittsburgh?
Raiders? I don't know.
That's a great question.
Probably Pittsburgh.
Probably Pittsburgh, yeah. I'd say if you're going power rankings of just pull and like fan bases, and people are going to argue this, but like I would say Cowboys, Steelers, maybe the Raiders.
There's probably, I tell people when the NFL drafts here 2019, there's
Giants.
There's one fan base that was greater than the other 31 teams, and that was the 49ers fans came to Nashville. I saw more 49ers fans here in Nashville than I did any other team combined together put in there. But that's why I said the last game in Nissan Stadium cannot be against the Steelers, because so many Pittsburgh fans come to town and take over that stadium. It's almost like 75-25. Hell, when Minnesota came 2 years ago on that beautiful day, it was 75-25 Vikings fans. That's what happens when your team doesn't win, and then you bring the old school NFL teams here to town to play. So it was the Vikings, Steelers game. The Bills fans come in mass as well, too. So that's why I'd like for that opening game versus Jacksonville. You close the season versus Houston, all at home at Nissan Stadium. You say goodbye to it.
All right. So you want to hear it when we come back?
Yeah, your schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I got it. I got all 18
Did you write
games.
it down or did you put it on the computer?
I typed it.
I like this.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So I'll give it to you coming up. And I guarantee you this whole thing is going to be wrong. But
what if you're correct on every game?
If I hit like I'll play in the lottery.
Good Lord.
615-737-1025. We will have my version of the Titans schedule coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. Before we get to the Titans schedule, just seeing some sad news out of Memphis. The Grizzlies have put out a tweet, and thanks to our buddy Rick Merritt for sending it, that says, this is from the official Grizzlies account, that says, Memphis Grizzlies statement, "We are heartbroken by the tragic loss of Brandon Clark. Brandon was an outstanding teammate and an even better person whose impact on the organization and the greater Memphis community will not be forgotten. We express our deepest condolences to his family and loved ones during this difficult time."
Sad. I'm looking
Very
him up
sad
now.
news.
But,
Yeah, I mean, he's been there a while. But yeah, just saw that and was like, whoa. So hate to see that.
Terrible.
Yeah. But so thoughts and prayers with his family for sure. So we'll see if we learn anything else. We'll obviously pass it on as we go along throughout the show today. So I mentioned I decided to sit down and put together my version of the Titans schedule.
Let's go, buddy.
And so I will take you through this. I expect this whole thing to be wrong, but you never know. So
Don't be
that's
so negative.
yeah, we'll see. I might surprise you with some things. So here we go. Do we have any music there, Dr. Crane, for this? I will tell you, the Titans in my schedule and Chase McCabe's schedule, they do open at home against the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
So we go AFC matchup, but not division, to open the season at Nissan Stadium, the final home opener in the current Nissan Stadium's history. I have the Titans opening against the Browns.
All right.
They hit the road for 2 straight, starting in week 2 against the other Ohio opponent, and they head to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals.
All right.
Week number 3, I have them in their first division matchup on the road at Indianapolis, taking on the Colts.
Okay.
They return home in week 4 against the Jets. So that's the first 4.
Okay.
The NFL hates them, so they get the bye week in week 5.
All right.
So an early bye for the Titans. But that's okay. They come back in week 6 on Monday Night Football at the Ravens.
All right.
So I have week 6 at Baltimore as the Monday night game.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 of the first 6 on the road.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. All right. Week 7. Head to New York, take on the Giants.
Jeebus. When are they coming home?
A lot later in the season.
Thanks. They'll be 1-10 by then.
Well,
Nice.
that's the idea.
God.
So at the Giants in week 7.
All right.
Then at Houston in week 8.
Come on, man. Good Lord. This isn't Morgan Wallen. They're not on the damn road every week. All right. 2 of the first 6 on the road.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good Lord.
They finally returned home in week 9 to take on the Steelers.
Oh, great. Thanks. Another road game. All right.
Week 10, I have them taking on the Eagles at home.
Okay. Pennsylvania special.
Yep. Week 11, Thanksgiving week, also at home against the Commanders.
All right.
So there you go. 3 straight at home.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right.
Week 12, the week after Thanksgiving, Thursday night football in Vegas against the Raiders. What do you think about that?
Nobody's going to watch that, but that's fine. All right. Thursday night. Okay.
So that is where the Vegas trip,
I'm already booking
goes.
it right now.
That's where I say week 12.
Right.
Week 13, back at home against the Colts
Oh, thanks.
for the home game. Week 14 at Detroit.
All right. Be a fun trip in December.
Week 15. You're welcome. Week 15, the penultimate game at Nissan Stadium against the Jags.
Okay.
Week 16, on the road at Dallas. Week 17, you go to Jacksonville. So you see the Jags twice in a 3-week span.
All right.
And then closing out the regular season and the original Nissan Stadium at home against the Texans.
All right.
So that's what I have.
Let me ask you this. How many Modellas did you have putting this draft together? This schedule
none.
together?
None.
None?
You think it's mean putting them on the road that long?
2 of the first 8? I mean, home games, 6 on the road? Good Lord, yes.
Well, I got a lot of home games later in the season.
All right, let me ask, why Cleveland? Why do you feel Cleveland at home?
I just feel like that's a good, home opponent, like to open the last year of the stadium.
So I'm thinking that you're thinking that so many big marquee games that week, you have terrible games.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Cleveland.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I have there. So
now you've inspired me to maybe do one.
You should.
No,
it's kind of fun. Well, I'll put it up on the screen on the video stream.
Even better.
So the people can see it. But
so home Cleveland, at Bengals, at Colts, Jets at home, got a bye week, Monday Night Football at the Ravens, at the Giants, at Houston. You come home for 3, Steelers, Eagles, Washington, at Vegas. Now, I hope that's correct. At Vegas on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
I really, really, really do. Then Colts at home, at Detroit, Jags here, Dallas there, at Jacksonville and Houston home. All right.
So that's what I got.
Okay.
So I'm sure none of it'll be right.
I'm pretty sure none of this will be right, but that's all right then. You took the challenge.
If I get the primetime games right, I'll take that.
I'm with you on the primetime game versus the Ravens. I think the Titans get one primetime game.
I actually think that too, but I just looking at it, I could see it being a Monday night or a Thursday night and not at home. Unless they just have nostalgia and want to do one more primetime game at Nissan Stadium.
Not really. We'll pass on that. I think to see Derrick Henry, this is the first time, right? It'll be the first time playing the Titans. Yeah, I could see that.
And later in the season against Vegas, you probably have Mendoza as the starter.
Yeah, Thursday night.
So Cam Ward versus Mendoza.
Like it a lot.
Both 3-win teams.
Yeah, I do, man. I hope that is.
It'll be the first Thursday night game they flex out of.
What channel is it on? I think it's on Nick Jr. I'm not sure. Nick Frazier Jr. Maybe not like that. Yeah, right.
Eric wants to weigh in on my schedule.
Yes.
Eric, what you got?
Hey, guys, if you'll notice something, guys, what have they done the last year on the Thursday night after Thanksgiving? It's been Dallas back-to-back, either at home or the road. Now, the Titans go to Dallas this year. If they were to do a Titans primetime game, wouldn't it be Tennessee at Dallas the following Thursday night after Thanksgiving?
So
if you check the last few years.
Eric.
The Dallas Cowboys has been on. Yeah.
I speculated on that yesterday, so I don't think you're crazy.
But here's the deal, Eric. Yeah. Here's the deal. Chase and I talked about this. That if they play the following Thursday after Thanksgiving, they're usually playing the Cowboys, playing a team that played on that Thursday, because it's not fair to give the Cowboys 3 days of prep and only give the team they're playing only their 3 days. Get 3 extra days of preparation. They only get 3 days. So that's the thing. I'm interested to see who plays that late game on Thursday night and who the Lions play that day. That's who the Cowboys will play the next week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, that's true too. I thought about. I didn't think about that because actually Detroit and Dallas played each other on Thanksgiving Day. But also another reason I just brought that up was because remember the last time the Titans and the Cowboys played, that was on the Thursday night. I think it was the Thursday after Christmas here in Nashville.
It was, yeah.
So I'm just saying, if it's a primetime game, it would more than likely be the Titans and the Cowboys involved. I'm not saying they'll definitely do that. I mean, I would love to see the Titans in the primetime game, but like I said, it would only be one, or the only other option I see them maybe doing if it's not like a Thursday game or Monday or Saturday game, because I don't think they'll be on Sunday night game. I think it could be late in the season where they have them in the Saturday game because they have a couple of Saturday games. That's about the only other option. I just think the only night we definitely won't see them is Sunday night. I'd be shocked if we see them on Sunday.
Oh, my gosh, no.
Yeah. It would either be Thursday night, a Monday night, or possibly, maybe a late Saturday game, something like that. But I don't see them on Sunday night.
No, and I like
this is just my
right. I like what Chase said.
take
I
care.
think the Ravens Monday night game up there it would be great. That'd be a great primetime game for them.
Yeah, I think the only way you see them on Sunday night is if they get flexed, which I don't really see happening.
Unless they're like 10-3,
Yeah.
and then like, big game. That's it. Yeah. I mean, it'll all start leaking out a little bit here again today. And then the schedule is at 6:00 Thursday, allegedly.
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
So here again, and I welcome feedback and criticism. My version of the Titans schedule: week 1 open versus Cleveland at home, week 2 at Cincinnati, then at the Colts, back home against the Jets in week 4, the off week in week 5, 3 straight on the road after that, at Baltimore on Monday Night Football in week 6, at the Giants, at Houston, back home in week 9 against Pittsburgh for 3 straight at home, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Washington, at the Raiders on Thursday night, week 12, the week after Thanksgiving, Colts at home, week 13, at Detroit, week 14, Jacksonville at home, week 15, at the Cowboys on week 16, at the Jags, week 17, and close out Nissan Stadium at home against Houston in week 18.
We'll see what
That's
happens,
what I got.
man. All right, I'm writing it down for Thursday when it comes out and see what goes on with that.
And if I get this correct, then we're all going to get lottery tickets, and I'll pick everybody's number.
No, if you get half of it correct, I would be nonstop patting yourself on the back. If I did that and I got half correct, I'd go crazy.
Be like, hey, look at me.
Yeah, right. Well done with all that, man.
So we'll get your thoughts on this. 615-737-1025 is Chasing Big Joe. 1025 the game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game. Hanging out on this Tuesday. So a few comments on my schedule. Jeremy in Clarksville says, it's wrong because you have a primetime Monday night game. Titans ain't getting a primetime game. All nooners for us.
Probably right, man.
Maybe right. We'll see. You know, one thing I didn't think about when putting this together, and I need to go look, but I feel like the last year of a stadium always gets you at least one primetime game.
You got to remember,
But there haven't been a ton at Nissan Stadium.
nobody likes this franchise
No, I
outside
know.
of Nashville.
I know.
Nobody cares.
I know.
Nobody wants to see the Titans on TV until they win.
I got it.
Right?
I understand.
I asked somebody at a conversation a few weeks ago talking about the Titans, and he's like, yeah, Eddie George, Steve McNair. That's still what they remember. And hell, that was 20-something years ago. That's what it was. So, yeah, we want to see it's great for the city, but outside of Nashville, nobody cares, right? It's terrible.
No, I totally get it. On our YouTube chat, let's see. Caleb says 2 Monday night games seems a little rich. Oh wait, 1 Monday night, 1 Thursday night. That's possible. So I think 2 is certainly a stretch. I think it'd probably be one or the other.
Stretch. What's he up to?
Probably deleting things off Rachel's phone, if I had to guess.
Oh, man. What was the last primetime game? Was it the Monday night game in Miami in 23? Levis, the Dolphins come back?
Yeah, probably.
I'm trying to think the last. Because there wasn't one last year, right?
Correct.
Was there one in 2024? I don't think. They went back to Miami in 24, didn't they?
So I'm looking at something too. The Titans, I'm trying to see how many primetime games have been at Nissan Stadium.
I can't remember. I don't remember the last. When was the last primetime game at Nissan?
I mean, it's been a while.
The 22 Cowboys game?
Correct.
Is that the last one?
Yeah, Jake and I had this conversation earlier. I believe it was the 22 Cowboys game where Josh Dobbs
Yeah.
was playing. Yeah.
I was at that game.
It was Thursday night, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that 22 or 21?
22, December, like middle of December, I think. Early middle of December.
That's
Never mind,
right.
December 29th.
Yeah. That's it. So, yeah, they're not. They're like, it'd be good. It'd be nice.
Oh, okay, here we go. Tennessee Titans record in primetime games by year. This will help. So they had none in 25, 1 in 24, 2 in 23, 5 in 22, 3 in 21, 4 in 20, 1 in 19, 4 in 18, 2 in 2017, 1 in both 2015 and 2016, 2 in 2014, 1 in 2013, 2 in 2012, and then none in 2011. So
I'm trying to think what primetime game they had in
what year?
24.
We were there. That was Miami.
That was 23.
Oh. No, remember 2 straight years they went to Miami on Monday Night Football. So yeah. So we went the year before in 23, and then 24 they went back.
Because that was 24.
They won 31-12.
Was that Callahan's first win?
I think so.
What's the game he cried at? Patriots game?
That was Las Vegas because you were there, right?
No.
Yeah.
His first year. Remember, he cried when they won a game and they beat the Patriots, right? He cried.
Yeah. 2023, December 11th at Miami, and then November 2nd was a Thursday night. They were at Pittsburgh. Okay. Those were the 2 that year.
All right. There you go.
And then in 2022, like I said, they had 5.
Well, they should have because you came off the number 1 seed in 21.
Monday Night Football at the Bills, where they got just destroyed on September 19th. And then they had 2 in November at the Chiefs on Sunday night, at the Packers on Thursday night. That was the plane game, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yes.
The DUI.
That's right.
Yeah. Then Thursday night, December against Dallas, and then the Saturday game to close the season at the Jags.
Okay. All right.
So that's what they had in 23.
So all that being said, they might get a primetime game in 26. Might. I think nobody wants to see them or the Cardinals on primetime. Browns have a huge following. That's great. But I don't think nobody wants to see the Cardinals or.
What was the first year of Sunday Night Football on NBC? 2006?
6, I think it was.
All right. So the first time they appeared on Sunday Night Football was Titans at the Colts, December 30th, 2007.
Up there.
That was the flex game for the to get into the playoffs.
And I think they got in, didn't they?
Yeah,
Because they
won.
played the Chargers the next week in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I remember the only other Sunday night game that comes to mind was the Colts game in 2018 when Gabbert had to play.
Yep, I remember that.
Titans had to win that game to get in. Gabbert played, Mariota set out, and Andrew Luck continued his 37-0 streak versus the Titans.
Yep, I do remember that.
Now, there was a preseason game in 2019 with Al Michaels and the Steelers because I had Derek Mason and I did the pre and the post game on Channel 4. That's all I remember that. But other than that, I don't remember a lot of Sunday night games rolling through here.
They haven't had a lot. I'm looking at it now. 2009 was their second one. How you doing? You good?
Was that the Peyton game, the code blue game?
Yep, and they lost.
Yeah, and then Fisher comes out the next week with the Peyton jersey.
Yep.
And they go, "Why are you wearing a Peyton jersey?" He's like, "Because I want to feel like a winner." If you did that today, be like, "Hey guys, I'm a winner."
I mean, I'm looking. They had 2009. They didn't have another on Sunday night until 2018, and I think that was the game you just talked about.
That's right. Yeah. So that's not like they're top of mind for the NFL schedule people. Hey, we're missing a game here in October. Throw the Titans in there. Nobody cares.
Remember,
okay.
They used to always have a Thursday night game against
the Jags, and they did the color rush uniforms, and it looked like a bad episode of Star Trek.
In fact, I think the only Sunday night game, there's only been, I believe, like 2 Sunday night games at Nissan Stadium, and they were against the Colts.
God,
the rest have been like, remember 2020, they were on the road at Green Bay. 2021, they were at the Rams. That was after Derek got hurt, and they won that game.
They did.
22, I already mentioned. They lost at the Chiefs, and that was the last time they were on Sunday night.
Time flies, man.
Yeah. So there you go.
That Chiefs game was Malik Willis, wasn't it?
It was, and he almost won. Remember, that was a good game.
So what, 49, 47 or something like that?
It was like 9-6.
I'm thinking of a different game then.
What year was that? That was 22?
Yeah, or 23. So.
It was 22. They lost 20-17.
Yeah.
615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We'll have more coming, including John McClain at 2 o'clock here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Having some fun with the schedule and all of that, but some college football news. I saw that On3 has reported where game day is going to be for week 1 of the college football season.
That's who knows.
They're going to Baton Rouge, LSU, Clemson.
Okay.
So, speaking of Lane Kiffin, they'll
They're
have game day there.
They're it's all about how many people get to watch and look and all that, and hope Clemson goes down there and just pounds them. Nothing better than start him out 0-1 down there and keep running that mouth. Then
Well,
he'll say,
Brian Kelly would love that.
yeah, I know Brian Kelly probably doesn't care. He's still getting paid
What's he
$50
doing?
million. Oh gosh, CBS Sports or something. He helped on
doing
the
something?
draft. Yeah.
So LSU schedule.
His son, by the way, just took a job at Ole Miss as some grad assistant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. LSU schedule open against Clemson week 1, and then Louisiana Tech the next week. And then week 3, Saturday, September 19th, at Ole Miss.
Let's talk about that for a second.
He's going to need extra security.
He's going to need more than extra security. He's going to have to coach from the Pope Mobile. Right? He's going to have to drive the Pope Mobile onto the field, and that's how he's I'm serious. There's a lot of people that are irate before today at him.
You know what would be so lame if he coaches from the booth?
Oh, no. There's no way. He wants all that. He loves that animosity. Don't they play Tennessee as well up in Knoxville?
They do. Yeah.
When's that game?
So Ole Miss is week 3, A&M at home, McNeese State at home. Then they're at Kentucky, Mississippi State at home, at Auburn, Alabama, Texas at home, at Tennessee, November 21st, and then at Arkansas.
God, what a schedule. Good Lord. Yeah. So he's already been to Knoxville that one time of throwing the batteries and the mustard and everything else on the field. He had a fun time with all that. Is that 21? I think it was 2021 when that happened, when Ole Miss went up there and beat Tennessee. I think that's right. Yeah. So yeah, but that Ole Miss game in 19 on September 19th is going to be something. I'm telling you, man, I hope everything's okay. No, nothing happens. Goodness, though, man, they're going to be irate. Oxford's going to go crazy on that day.
They're going to want to fight him.
So game day is going to come back week 3. You got to go that way. I
would think so.
They should skip week 1 and go back week 3.
Yeah. I mean, they could do that. That would be hilarious.
Right.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line. So I told our friend Ryan Porth that I'm predicting Bears Seahawks for the opener, and he said, you're late predicting that. But he said Schefter said it yesterday. He's expecting it, and everyone in Chicago is expecting it.
Okay.
So
Seahawks and the Bears.
I think that'd be a good opener.
I mean, we've already knocked the other opponents down to 3. So, yeah, might as well.
Right. Sorry, my car.
It's okay.
I had to drop my car off this
I got
morning,
a text here from old Mark Owens, our good buddy down at MTSU.
How's Mark doing?
He's doing well.
You tell him we said hi.
I will. He was wondering why game day's not coming to Murfreesboro.
Well, game day does need to come to Murfreesboro. That'd be awesome.
Something else.
I would love that. So there you go. Game day week 1. We're what, halfway to
something like that, 111 days in between. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that because you got to go back. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go week 3 in college football that's bigger than Ole Miss, than LSU at Ole Miss? Right. I know Clemson and LSU is a big game. I get all that. Tigers, Death Valley versus Death Valley. But you got, are we getting to Lane Kiffin saturation?
Probably.
Like, I don't see it here. Lane Kiffin again. Because you got to do the Alabama game, right? You'll get a few more, but I mean, it's all about the eyeballs. And I guess, like we said, radio station, you play the hits. College game day, play the hits. Go back in 2 weeks, play the hits. I understand all that. We'll go down there and have the love fest again with Herb Street and that dog and Saban and everybody else. Thank God for McAfee on that show now. Bring some levity and some comedy to it. Not a bunch of kiss ass going on.
He does bring something.
Right. Right. He's like the Nick Caserio of College Game Day.
He is.
It's going to be perfect in every way possible with all that. So that's what it is, man.
Man walks on water.
Walks on water.
615-737-1025. Bear wants to talk about the NFL schedule. What you got, Bear?
Hey guys, Chase, I like your schedule, but I was thinking, don't they since they made the you have to play the division opponents at the end of the season, don't they do the same 2 in a row and 1 away and 1 at home? So wouldn't that be the Jags this year?
Well, potentially, not always back to back, but I had the Jags and both games are about 2 weeks apart. So
yeah.
That's how I had it set up.
Okay, well if they change that, then yeah, because I'm with you. I'd rather for it to be Houston because what they hold with the jersey thing, and then watch them wear our jerseys on them and all that. So yeah, I'm with you on that. That's all I want to say. It's all right, man. Tighten up.
Tighten up. Thank you, Bear. Appreciate
Tighten up, Bear. Indeed. Give it to Chase. Give it to him. About that schedule. Give it to him.
Hey, he said he liked it for the most part.
Old Bear.
By the way, Dr. Crane sent this to us. Someone just bought this Mike Vrabel card for $750 on eBay, and it says it's called Coach's Quotes, and the quote is, "We won't make critical mistakes," and he signed it.
Oh, my goodness. Just waiting for another picture release sometime today. There's no telling. They'll have them someplace else.
Well, yesterday was the picture of her and her husband kissing. So I guess they're working through it.
What's the one at the Biloxi casino after he got fired? Isn't that their casino picture?
Yeah,
or that's already been out for a while.
Yeah, that's been out.
Okay. All right. Well, there we have it, man.
There you go.
Thanks, Bear, for calling in.
615-737-1025. But coming up next, our man John McClain going to join us from down in Houston here on Chase and Big Joe 1025 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. Usually he joins us on Monday, but excited to have him now. John McClain down in Houston joins us. John, how you doing?
I couldn't be better, guys. I'm now that all the rookie mini camps are behind us, we can get ready for the next official thing, the start of organized team activities, OTAs, and then the mandatory mini camp before they break for vacation. I'm ready for the season to start now.
Oh, I know. We are there with you. The schedule is going to be released on Thursday. There's a few things that have kind of trickled out throughout the last few days. But when it comes to the Texans, what do you think happens with them? How many primetime games could you see Houston getting?
First of all, it's the first time they haven't played a first-place schedule in 3 years. They'll get a second-place schedule. The division plays the NFC East, which means they'll play the Cowboys. And anytime there's a chance to beat the Cowboys, I'm all for it. I know they've got an international game in Wembley Stadium against Jacksonville, which will be better based on the projections of both teams in the last one, in which the Texans destroyed the Jaguars in 2019. And one of the things, the first thing I look for is the first game. Then I look to see when they're going to play the Titans. Then I look to see if there's any irregularities like 3 in a row on the road. I think because their defense is great and people still like to see great defense, they'll probably get 3 nationally televised games, maybe 4. It's just their offense was so boring last year. They couldn't run the ball, and Stroud, he was good at times. People think he was bad in regular season. He was not bad in regular season. He was just horrible in the playoffs. So they still have a lot of exciting players. I think they'll get 3.
Okay. I went and kind of made my version of the Titans schedule. And one thing that Joe and I kind of debated yesterday is how do you close out Nissan Stadium? And I said that it would just be perfect to have the final game at Nissan Stadium be against the Houston Texans. What do you think about that?
I think that would be great. It'd be kind of fitting. Texans are supposed to be good. The Titans are not. But it'll be a big game up there because of that. So I think that would be perfect. And the only other thing I could see, if they won a division, Jacksonville should be in playoff contention, Indianapolis, but boy, there's no history with those teams. So I hope that's what they do. I'd also like to see them open a new stadium with the Texans.
Yeah.
We're talking to John McClain on the Chasing Big Joe show. John, I mean, you've done this a long time. Did you ever think you would see all this? And it's been going on for years now, but the schedule release has become a very important day in the National Football League. Did you ever think you'd see a day like we've seen the last probably 10, 12 years because of this?
Absolutely not, Joe. Used to, the schedule would be released during the draft as an afterthought. And it is amazing what great marketers the NFL people are, because we already know who's going to play whom and when, where. But the win part, they have just done an unbelievable job. They are the other team sports are so jealous.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And is it, you think, Chase and I talked about this yesterday. It's got to be easier now, John, because there's only, we figured out one stadium, or maybe none now, that share with the baseball, right? It's all 32 teams have their own basically stadium, right?
It's none.
I know the Jets and the Giants share MetLife Stadium, but it's got to be easier now with the schedule. I can imagine back in the day when you had half the league shared their stadium because of baseball, it had to be almost a nightmare to put together a schedule.
And baseball rule, they would have to get the baseball schedule, work around it. Even back then, some stadiums had concerts. I see right now some of the schedule for the NFL, they have to worry about concerts. I can't believe they don't wait till they get the NFL schedule and then schedule the concerts. And I tell you something right now that's driving the players crazy, especially the union, is the owners will not do for the players in the NFL what they're doing for the World Cup players, and that is to put great grass in every stadium. But it is amazing. In the old days, like the Astros, there was baseball configuration. It was baseball surface till baseball was over. And what the Oilers had to play on had to been, well, there were a lot of bad surfaces, one of the worst. And players today, they can't believe it. You tell them some stories about what play, and we're talking about like, we're not talking about 1930 or 40. We're talking about 1980s, 1990s. But NFL players have never had it better than they do today, no matter what their complaints are.
Exactly right. John, Chase and I are talking again about the Cowboys opening the season on the road. They got game 3, prime time, game 1, prime time, Thanksgiving, all the other good stuff. Let me ask you this. You spent a lot of time with Bud Adams. How did Bud Adams feel about the Cowboys? I know you were with them in the 70s, 80s, and 90s and all that, but I got to think that the Cowboys and their love and the adoration from everybody had to drive him a little bit crazy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing he didn't like. When the Cowboys and the Oilers came into existence in 1960, the Cowboys got screwed royally on their expansion draft, and they were terrible. That first season, they had one tie where the Oilers threw the ball like crazy with George Blanda, Hall of Fame players, and that ended up in Hall of Fame. They won the first 2 American Football League championships, went to double overtime against Lamar Hunt's Dallas Texans in the 3rd championship game. But then all of a sudden, the Cowboys started to win, and Bud started to have problems with players because they thought he was cheap, and he changed coaches every 2 years while the Cowboys had stability with Tom Landry. And so I think Bud, in 79, the closest the Texans ever came to cutting into the Cowboys' popularity was in 79 during the Love You Blue era, when on Thanksgiving the Oilers went to Texas Stadium and beat them. Beat them with Earl Campbell, Dan Pastorini, Mom Phillips, and that is the most popular the Oilers have been across the state of Texas. And of course, they couldn't sustain it because Bud fired Mom Phillips after the next season, and then they went into another tailspin while the Cowboys still had their stability with Tom Landry. So Bud came to accept Cowboy fans down here like we all do. They're like traffic, humidity, and mosquitoes. You just learn to live with them.
That is the best way to put it. Is there almost a little bit of now you just kind of feel sorry for them because it's been so long since they've been to a Super Bowl? Or is it celebrated?
Feel sorry for the Cowboys? Are you kidding me?
I say that
Feel
facetiously.
sorry for I hope so. Feel sorry for their fans. I never have had anything against Cowboys. I grew up loving the Cowboys in Waco. I never missed a game. Never. From the time they started until I came down here in 1976. And it's the fans, the arrogance, the obnoxiousness down here. Cowboy, it's like somebody wrote, it was on a text thread I have with a bunch of my Baylor buddies. It was Steve Sarkisian calling out Ole Miss and saying you can get basket weaving degree there. And one of the guys goes, this is a great combination of the Longhorns' arrogance and the SEC's low standards. And I can't wait for Lane Kiffin to respond to that. Now, I've always thought basket weaving would be hard, but I think it's great. The Longhorn fans and the Cowboy fans, they've earned that arrogance through the decades, but it still drives me crazy.
Oh, absolutely. John, before we go to the break, get your thoughts. And I always like talking about old school NFL guys. Craig Morton passed away yesterday, 83 years old. Only four quarterbacks to start the Super Bowl with 2 organizations. Peyton Manning, Brady, and Warner did that as well. But your thoughts on Craig Morton and what he meant to the game and to the league back in the day?
Tom Landry used to drive Cowboy fans crazy when he would rotate Roger Staubach and Craig Morton. Everybody loved Roger because he was Captain America. Nobody liked Morton. Morton had a terrible game in the Super Bowl. They lost to the Colts. It was so bad they called it the Stupor Bowl. And I was so mad. I was in high school. After it was over, I wrote Craig Morton a really nasty letter, gave it to my mother, told her to mail it. I addressed it to Craig Morton, Dallas Cowboys, Texas Stadium. And I just assumed mine would be one of the only ones that anybody wrote. And there were thousands. And so I met Craig when he did talk shows in Denver, and he had me on as a guest. And he was so nice to me. And like an idiot, I thought, I sure hope he doesn't remember that letter I wrote because it was nasty. And then a few years later, I was at my parents' house one time spending the night, and I was going through some drawers to see if I'd ever left any money in any of them. And there it was. There was that letter I wrote Craig Morton. My mother didn't mail, and I was so glad that I'm thinking, okay, that's the only letter Craig Morton will ever remember is the one I was so ugly about. He could not have been a classier guy.
That is fantastic. We'll have more with John McClain coming up next here on the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, continuing our conversation with John McClain down there in Texas, in Houston, to be precise. With the NFL schedule being released on Thursday, it's gone now, John, from CBS and Fox and NBC, ESPN to now you got Netflix and Amazon and YouTube and other things involved. As the NFL looks at their next set of media rights deals, what do you think this looks like in 5 years?
Oh, my goodness. They're going to get more money from gambling, of course, but the media rights will skyrocket to even more than they believe. I think it's interesting that Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox, is trying to get Trump involved because he doesn't like the way that they're giving so many games to the streaming services. And they've always used their antitrust exemption against them. But the NFL, they have some of the most expensive, powerful lawyers on retainer, experts in their field. And they'll be worth, they're talking about, well, Seattle might not get 11 or 12 billion. They might have to settle for like 8 or 9. Well, I'll tell you what the NFL is going to do at some point. For decades, they have made an ownership group have a primary owner that has to have 30% liquid. And that 30% was okay when the franchises were 500 million, 600 or 700 million, but you have severely reduced the field of competitors for your team. So they ought to find a way to reduce that and let the primary owner be designated, but not make them be liquid but 30%. It's almost not fair. Then you'd have more people bidding on it. And I think that will open it up even more. Whatever number we write down about what the NFL will bring in every year, what the owners will get, and then what their franchises will be worth, no matter what we write down, it's going to be less.
It's crazy. John, with the schedule that's going on, is the NFL spending, in your opinion, too much time worrying about international games?
As long as people still are watching the games and as long as the stadiums and the products are being sold and there's still gambling on those games, I don't think so. I wish they'd go ahead and just get to the point where there's going to be an international game every week. We'll have 18 international games. Every team will have to play a home game somewhere overseas. And I think that people will be talking more about the games, but the people that go to these international games, they seem to have a blast. And I've been to one when it counted. That was Jacksonville and Houston in England, but I've also been to Tokyo and Mexico City for preseason games, and I've been to a regular season game in Mexico City, and how crazy all those fans are for the NFL. It just blows me away. And I don't think it's going to make us any less interested. I know I don't care I don't care if they play in a cricket stadium or what. I only care what happens on the field.
Amen to that. And also, if I'm the Titans next year and there's an international game and it's a home game they take away from me, I'm not letting the NFL do it. I want as many home games as I can have. Right? Isn't that the of having home games and the revenue and everybody coming there? I would not give up a game to go international.
Well, you don't have a choice. So every team is going to give up a home game. Now, they're not going to make the Titans do that next year, really, until the Titans get good. It's not like they're Jacksonville threatening to use England as a place to relocate unless they get what they want, which they are. But eventually, every team will have to give up a home game. And when you do, you don't make less money. The league makes sure you are well compensated.
So do you think that that's going to be a better, strategy by the league than putting a franchise over in London or wherever?
I think that eventually, if we remember when we had the Concorde and
Yeah.
you could get from New York to London in 2 hours, and then they abandoned the Concorde. I've read stuff recently, the possibility of somebody coming up with something to get you there. Until they get to where every team could get there, make it a lot shorter trip, not for the East Coast, but to the West Coast and the Midwest. They're not going to put a franchise there because it is an inconvenience to have to make that trip. And it doesn't matter how much time you have off afterward. I think we will never see franchises anywhere else in the world until we can get there a lot quicker. And I do think internationally, when they do expand, it would be to Canada, to Toronto, and it would be to Mexico City.
So that's because that led me into my next question, because I was going to ask about, I think expansion's coming, at least 2 more teams, if not more. But so you say Toronto, you don't think the Bills would try and stop that?
Oh, well, the Bills could try to stop it, but the bottom line is if the NFL wants something, the NFL is going to get it. And Toronto, of course, is a great city, an international city in every sense of the word. And I think that would be where they would go. But let's be honest, the NFL, Roger Goodell, everybody loves the UK. I know one of our former columnists, a good friend of mine, he covers the NFL for TalkSport.com in London. You know, they cover over here. You see them breaking stories about Rossini and Vrabel. They have correspondence over here because there is so much interest over there in the United States, especially from people who are younger, who have grown up where we are. They love coming over here. And the NFL, of course, has done a fantastic job marketing the league, not just to the UK, but all over the world. Germany, because there are so many American military bases there, the interest, like in the original World League American Football, there was more interest in Germany than anywhere.
It's fascinating with that. Let me ask you this, John. I don't know if you have any insight in this or not, but can owners call the league and say, hey, do you mind this weekend we'd like to be home, or this weekend like to be out? I just think at some point the owners should be allowed to say, hey, do you mind this for us? Do you think that's happening or never going to happen?
No, I think owners do that all the time. And if it's an owner like Jerry Jones or Robert Kraft, who's a mover and shaker and they want something, they get Roger Goodell on his cell phone. And I know Bud Adams, who did a lot behind the scenes to help Paul Tagliabue replace Pete Rozelle as commissioner over Jim Finks, the general manager. And Tagliabue always appreciated Bud's help on that. So when Bud needed something, like Bud wanted to move his franchise, and they didn't want him to move in a smaller market, they wanted to work harder to get a stadium built here. He says, nope, I'm moving. I want to move to Nashville. And so they said, okay, they could have stopped him. They stopped the Saints from leaving New Orleans after Katrina, where Benson wanted to go to his hometown of San Antonio, and the league said, absolutely not. Well, they could have done that here, but they didn't do it because Tagliabue owed Bud. Bud had been a good soldier throughout the decades.
He is John McClain joining us here on the program. John, always appreciate it, and we'll talk next week.
Guys, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much. I can't wait till next week.
Absolutely. John McClain joins us usually every Monday at 2 o'clock here on the program. We'll come back, react to some of that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Little Alan Jackson coming back here on this Tuesday, chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game. One thing I wanted to mention to you that I forgot about, but I saw this yesterday that I guess the Titans announced they've made one new hire and 17 promotions on the football staff. And okay, not that big of a deal. They hired a new scout or whatever. But something that did kind of catch my attention, Bryce Wasserman is a name that's been brought up before.
That's her son-in-law?
Correct.
Okay.
Or something like that.
I think it is.
He is now on the Football Council head of football research.
The hell's that?
That's what I want to know.
So read that again.
Football Council / head of football research. Does that mean he's like the lawyer?
I don't think he's legal. I don't
like, what does that mean?
Who else is on the council?
Well, no, it just says Football Council / football research.
So that's her son-in-law, right?
Yeah.
So he's got some made-up title to justify him being over there.
I think what that should say is spy for Amy /
I mean, everybody knows that, right? I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like you walk up and you're like, don't say a word.
You're right. He's the one that's gonna.
Don't say a word at all. That ain't gonna work. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just titles and more titles. Look,
So what does this look like she's 70. So, that's relatively young. I think for a long time, everybody thought Kenneth was going to be the one that kind of takes over.
but aren't they equal in everything?
Well, yes.
There's three of them.
But the NFL, because they bought one out. Well, there's under ownership is Amy, Kenneth, Barclay, and Susan Lewis.
Okay. So Barclay and Ken are brothers.
Yes, because
that's the one son
that passed away. Right.
Is Tommy married to Susan?
No, I think they got bought out.
This is like watching an episode of Dallas.
Yeah. But remember, the NFL was like, somebody's got to be the controlling owner.
Right. So,
that's why
34%.
That's why she's the controlling
Oh,
owner.
okay. It's all so confused. I don't know where anything goes over there.
But I guess what I'm asking is, whenever she doesn't want to do that anymore, is Kenneth the heir apparent? I mean, he's here,
right? We always called him Bud Light.
Yeah. Well, he's the fourth, right?
He's Bud the fourth, right?
Yeah.
So I would think, why not? I do like him though.
Yeah, I've always liked him
because he's done every job. Like he spent a season with us in the media. He's like done every job over there.
And he knows, if you see him, he will come up and say hi, and she will too. I'm not saying she doesn't, but I've actually always been very impressed with her on that. But
nice.
But Kenneth will walk up with everybody and just be like, "How we doing, guys?"
Right. I know Amy saw the one time walked up and said, "Hey, Robbie."
No.
Good morning.
No, like I said, I've had good interactions with her when I've met her. I've met her 4 or 5 times.
Nice.
Now, granted, the first time it didn't hurt that the longtime GM was who I was standing next to.
Sure.
That didn't hurt.
Of course not, right? And moving forward. So yeah, again, I don't know Wasserman. That's just a made up title. I don't know. Made up titles are the best thing ever.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing about all this is? If they go 14-3 this year, nobody will give a what his
still
title
laugh about it. Yeah, but
sure,
right.
but nobody will care.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're good again. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Nobody cares.
Now, you and I have a better chance of winning the lottery than them going 14-3, I think.
I'd really like to win the lottery.
I know. And then we'd never see you again.
Mega Millions is tonight. It's $225 million.
We'd find you. We would find you. Nick and I would definitely come find you because we know where you're going to go.
Is it that obvious?
It's not like you would go into hiding somewhere.
Damn it.
We'd walk in Sloppy Joe's. Be like, there he is.
Saw him. What are you guys doing here?
Will you buy us a drink? Sure.
Right. How about me buy you a bar? Just let me know. I will do that for you too as well.
Will you buy Sloppy Joe's? Is that what
I will. And
Okay.
I'll still keep the name because it'd be very appropriate.
But you would then be Sloppy Joe.
All right.
That's what would happen.
Is this pre or post hair transplant from Turkey?
This would be post.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting hair and I'll be looking like David Lee Roth in 1984.
No, we're going to walk up to the bar. You're going to be hunched over with long hair and a ponytail, but still like a receding hair.
Oh, come on, man. No, I'm going. Who's got the best hair today?
Rapunzel?
Today.
Like Yossi? Like Roman Yossi's got pretty.
I don't know. If you're from the Predator standpoint, Yossi's still like up there, but Luke Evangelista has
that's
challenged
better.
him.
Right. Okay. I'll take that.
I would say, yeah, the pretty boy Vincenzo thing, like that
I'd take that.
off.
And I tell people, like, when they got long hair and they're looking at me, I'm like, listen, if I had long hair, I've told you this before, I would grow it like Crystal Gale.
Oh yeah.
I'd have hair past my butt. I would be long hair.
There was one day I went to practice and I was in the locker room, and Roman and I had gotten to know each other pretty well at this point, to the point where I could mess with him. And he was letting his hair grow out. And I looked at it, I was like, you letting the hair grow out? And he goes, yeah, I'm seeing what it does. And I just go, you son of a
right? It's just let it go, man. When my hair grows out, I'm telling you, I look just like Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
It grows so much out to the side. It looks
what mine
awful. Awful. You got hair on top, bro.
I got hair on top.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just,
good.
It's
You're fine. You got that. And no, I don't know what you call Dr. Crane's mop.
I choose to have it cut this way, so it's all right.
I bet if you grew yours out, like you could have some flowing locks.
Oh, I will bring.
Is yours
some
straight
pictures.
or curly?
When I was a kid, it was curly, but
Now
as
it's
I've gotten
gone
older,
straight.
it's straight. Yeah.
Now, are you forced into haircuts because of what your mom does for a living? Like,
I've
that
never.
haircut.
I mean, I've never had to pay for a haircut. When I went to school, it had to be above the neck collar, and it had to be over the ears.
Right.
So no, but now I like the nice military cut, high and tight. But eventually, sometime during the summer, I'll buzz it all, and it'll.
Just grow it all out for us. Just grow it all out.
You don't want that.
I mean, you walk in here looking like who knows what, but do that. Grow. Guys, you're out there and you got hair, grow it out. Don't.
My mom says, yeah. If you got hair, grow it.
Grow it, right? Well, it's good for her commerce, for what she does for a living. So keep growing that stuff out, man.
That is true. It's good for business.
I wonder what kind of hair Nick Cesario's got. I bet he's got nice hair.
Frosted tips,
right? From afar, you could be like, that's a handsome guy.
Maybe back in the day, you used to get a perm.
Yeah, I had a perm a long time ago.
Really?
It was great. That smell, though, of the perm, it's terrible.
The color, dark blue, gross.
No.
Chemicals, yeah. That's what the old perms used to be.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good segment.
This is a great segment.
When you're around your mom for 39, 43 years of hair, that's what you get after school.
You're right on that. By the way, tomorrow night, we're going to be at the Omni on Thursday, but tomorrow night they have another songwriter night called This Bar Could Talk. Go down there. It's free, featuring Colton Armstrong, Marilyn Bates. We had Chase on stage one night. Wade Fitzgerald, Dave Kane's down there. You're a big fan of Dave Kane.
That's awesome.
That's tomorrow night at Bar Lines. It's free. Go down there and see some of the best songwriters in the city at the Omni Nashville Hotel. We're down there Thursday, but go down there the day before and hang out in Bar Lines and see if this bar could talk, songs and stories from Bar Lines.
Love that.
Need to get you on the stage yonder, buddy.
It'll be fun. Sit there and do a little picking and grinning.
Yeah. I think you could do that.
I need to revisit the stand-up thing. I've been kind of writing some stuff down lately.
Okay. Then call Zanies, and they have like tomorrow night's open mic night. Wednesday nights.
Yeah. All right. So Chris on our text line asked, is it council, COUNCIL, or COUNSEL? And it's SEL. He said he's the lead lawyer for the football side. That's lawyer, according to Chris on our text line.
He's the lead litigator / lawyer for the Titans.
For the football team. I guess they need a football lawyer. I don't know what the hell that meant, like why they need that, but that's.
Don't they have that guy named Birch who's like brilliant?
Adolphus Birch.
And he's brilliant and smart.
But I mean, is there football law we don't know about?
I thought Adolfo Birch left. Did he not?
No, I think he's still there.
Father Ryan alum, by the way.
He is. That's right. This is crazy. I mean, a football lawyer?
Yeah, he's still there. Senior Vice President and Chief External and League Affairs Officer. All right. We got to.
No, we're not interrupting celebrity birthdays for this.
No,
nonsense.
I know. We should do this one day. One day, you have to decide, and maybe we give away. I tell you what, tomorrow we'll do this to give away something that I'm going to read titles, and you have to tell me, is that really a title for the Titans or is it made up?
Okay. Don't we have tickets to give away today?
We do, but I don't think we have time.
Okay.
To do it now. So, caller number.
Let's go 5.
Caller number 5, 615-737-1025. And you can win a pair of tickets before you can buy them to see Journey at Bridgestone Arena on Wednesday, October 21st. The tickets will go on sale Friday at 10, but you can win them right now by calling 615-737-1025. Coming up next, what day is it? Celebrity birthdays. It's Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. We'll be out and about tomorrow. Looking forward to that. I'll tell you more about that. By the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel at 102.5 The Game for live shows and exclusive content. So definitely please go and do that. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list, we have National Odometer Day. So, make sure they're checking out. Go get your oil checked and all that fun stuff. National Nutty Fudge Day is today. Interesting. There's a lot of doctor stuff here today. National Fibromyalgia Awareness Day, National Nurses Day, National Chronic Fatigue Syndrome Awareness Day. There's International Awareness Day, and it's more specified in a chronic immunological and neurological diseases, and Sex Differences in Health Awareness Day. And I believe this is Limerick Day. Limerick. There we go. So that's all I got.
And tomorrow we'll be at Nash Dogs in Old Hickory. So looking forward to that because we love that.
Yeah. You don't have to read all the days, right? You get that?
Well, yeah, but I just want to make sure we're covering all grounds.
I like
He
that.
does that. Yeah.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Get these
Love
within
that commitment.
2 of both sides of their birthday. Chase, you go first. How old is Philippe Alou? Philippe Alou. Or is it Philippe? Philippe Alou. Anyway, he was the dad of Moises.
He was the manager of the Expos, right?
That's right.
83.
79.
91.
Ooh.
Dr. Crane, how old is former NBA coach George Karl?
62.
74.
75. Chase up 1-0. Chaser, how old is Sweet Lou Whitaker from the Tigers?
67.
60.
69. Chase up 2-0.
Nice.
Dr. Crane, how old is Emilio Estevez?
59.
64.
64 exactly. It's 4-0. Chase, how old is Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk. 56.
53.
58. Chase up 5-0. Dr. Crane, how old is golfer Jim Furyk?
67.
60.
56. Chase, how old is Steve Smith Jr., NFL receiver?
42.
44.
47. Dr. Crane, how old is actor Gabriel Byrne?
44.
54.
76. Chase, how old is
Nice.
actor Bruce Boxleitner? He was in Tron, and he did some Star Trek stuff.
77.
72.
76. Chase up 6-0. Dr. Crane, how old is Ving Rhames? Pulp Fiction. Mission Impossible?
83.
She said 83.
I did.
I'm gonna say 57.
67.
Hmm.
Chase, how old is Jason Biggs? He was from American Pie.
Yeah. 46.
52.
48. Chase up 7-0. Dr. Crane, how old is Rami Malek? He played Freddie Mercury in the Queen movie, won the Academy Award.
Oh, yeah. That was a good movie.
Great movie.
Let's see. I'm going to go with 50. No. 47.
37.
45. You're on the board,
Nice.
buddy. 7-1. All right, lightning round. Chaser, how old is singer Steve Winwood, who used to live here in Nashville?
78.
67.
78 exactly. It's 9-1. Dr. Crane, how old is singer Billy Squire?
63.
76.
76 exactly. Chase is winning 11-1. Chase, how old is Kix Brooks of Brooks and Dunn?
65.
63.
71.
Dang.
Dr. Crane, how old is let's see, actor Stephen Baldwin?
I'm going to go 62.
64.
60. It's now 11-2. Chase Harold is actress Kim Fields. She was on Facts of Life. She was Tootie on Facts of Life.
61.
70.
57. Dr. Crane, how's actress Samantha Mathis? She was on, she was 80s, 90s actress. Some movies back in then.
Great description.
Right?
55.
63.
56. She was in a movie called That Thing You Do, filmed there in Nashville. Chaser, how old is actress Ray Seahorn? She was the lawyer in Better Call Saul.
54.
58.
54 exactly. It's 13-3. We're not stopping this. Dr. Crane, actor Mackenzie Aston. He was in Scandal and The Facts of Life. His brother Sean Aston.
59.
61.
53. Chaser, how old is actress Claire Bowen? She was in the TV show Nashville.
44.
48.
42. And with that, Chase wins 14-3. That's the number 2 all-time most you've gotten. You had 18 that one day.
Yeah, that was nice.
14-3.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
One of these
it's
days.
just there's not one of these. You keep saying that.
Again,
just takes
cannot be
off.
optimistic.
You know what? 14-3 sounds like 14-3 the final. The Texans defeat the Titans in the final game at Nissan Stadium. Seems about right.
The Titans. Yeah, that's right.
14-3.
Yeah.
Now, if that does happen, not only is Joe getting a hair transplant on his head, he's getting a hair transplant everywhere.
If the Texans beat the Titans,
Awesome.
Yeah.
you know who's happy at that game?
Who's that?
Nick Cesario.
Yes, that is true. That's going to do it for us today.
Hey, as we leave the show every day, we talk about mental health on here. It's just not words we throw out there. We really care about you guys and want you to do better and get help if you need to. Go to therapy. Please reach out and talk to us anytime you need to. We are here for you. I tell you all the time, our world's a better place because you guys are here. Listen, we need to celebrate your success. We all want to come to your comeback party. We all want to be in the front row and celebrate you. You're doing fantastic. Keep going forward. You're doing such great things. But go to therapy. Talk to us if you need to. Talk. It opens up a whole lot of things in your world that feel a whole lot better. Know that we're here for you, that we love you, and know that more importantly, more than anything else in this world, how much God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD is coming your way next here on 102.5 The Game.